It's that time of year, leaves are starting to fall, it's getting colder. Yep, it's Halloween time. The spooky season is in full swing, and with it, the annual eShop sale is here. Just like every year, I've assembled a list of the top picks from the sale, featuring monsters, demons, as well as spooky games. There's something here for everyone, so if you're looking to get some gaming on for Halloween, then you're in the right place. So grab some candy and sit back and relax as we dive into this massive Halloween eShop sale. The Mummy Demastered is a 16-bit style Metroidvania from developers WayForward that takes place during the events of the Mummy film that came out in 2017. Luckily, this game is so much better than the film was. This game has you playing as an unnamed soldier fighting against the evil forces of Princess Amnesia by using a whole arsenal of weapons. Unlike most games in the genre, this Metroidvania incorporates a lot of run-and-gun action into the mix, with it being almost Contra-like in a way. There's many projectile weapons you can obtain and use. It's a lot of fun, and it's pretty challenging too, again being pretty much Contra-like. This is a great treat for Halloween, and it's on sale at a brand new low price of just $4.99 via the Halloween sale. I highly recommend this one if you're in the mood for a good action platformer for Halloween. You know the movie Jaws? The movie about the man-eating shark? Well, the game Maneater basically lets you play as that in a RPG of sorts. Yes, it's a shark RPG. Get to play as a man-eating shark and terrorize lots of people, knocking boats over, chomping people in the water, and heck, even jumping onto the land to get a snack or two. This is super good fun. As you play, you'll get access to new powers, and even be able to mutate your shark. Let me tell you, it's fun being the monster for a change. Maneater is $7.99 on the US eShop via the Halloween sale. CARRION is another one where you get to play as the monster. This is a good little Metroidvania that's got a unique premise. This game allows you to play as an amorphous creature in a reverse horror game of sorts. It has you stalking and consuming humans at a facility that has imprisoned you. Yeah, they made a fatal mistake locking you up. This game has some excellent sprite work and some good gameplay too, and it's not super long either, which makes it perfect for a playthrough for Halloween. It's just $5 on the US eShop. If we're going to talk about monsters, this being a Halloween video and all, and the fact that this channel is named the Kaiju Club, you know I gotta put a kaiju game on the list, and just like last year, my go-to game this year is Dawn of the Monsters. It's a very good beat-em-up from WayForward. In this game, you choose from 4 playable kaijus, and then proceed to save the world from alien kaijus by doing what a kaiju does best, smashing all that stands in your way. Each kaijus have their own playstyle, and there's a number of attacks at your disposal. Plus, you can customize your own kaiju with DNA augments that you obtain through the course of the game. This game supports local co-op too. It's a good game for couch multiplayer for Halloween. The full game, plus arcade, plus character DLC pack bundle is always my recommendation because you pretty much get the complete package here for just a little more than $1 more than you would get otherwise. It includes the main game, plus a retro-style arcade mode for those who just want to jump in and play, plus the additional kaiju to play as. It's on sale at its lowest price in the eShop yet, at just $8.74. You can celebrate Halloween by being a psycho. In a video game, of course. Don't be like that in real life. That will get you into trouble. Anyway, the Hotline Miami games, basically putting you into the shoes of a psycho as he commits massacres. Yeah, fun stuff, right? These games are top-down shooters, but unlike most, they require a fair bit of strategy. Now your job in these is easy enough. You gotta kill everyone in a mission through a variety of ways. The challenge comes in with the AI. They can adapt and change in the way they approach situations, so you gotta be willing to adapt yourself and use the environment, weapons, and such to your advantage. These are hardcore games with a fair bit of challenge, but the gameplay in them is top-notch and satisfying with lots of brutal kills. The Hotline Miami collection contains the first game as well as the sequel, and it's on sale for 80% off on the eShop. You want a weird and creepy game for Halloween? If you do, then check out Inscryption. It's one of those games that I highly recommend going blindly in. It's best enjoyed that way, but if you are curious about the premise a bit, basically it has you playing with cards from some sort of out-of-print game called Inscryption, and as you play, weird things and strange events will occur, and well, yeah, I'm already saying too much. Just note, this is a creepy as hell game, and if you're a fan of the twisted stuff, then you'll dig this one. The gameplay pretty much combines deck building with card game mechanics and roguelike elements, puzzles, and lots of psychological horror. It's on sale for $6.99 until November 1st. Dying Light is one of the best zombie-themed survival horror games out there, and one of the best on Switch. This game has you exploring a zombie-infested open-world city. During the day, zombies are slow and clumsy, but at night, oh boy, they are wicked aggressive and fast as hell. The game features a nice weapons-based combat system, as well as parkour mechanics, which you'll definitely need to master to not only traverse the city, but to survive against the living dead. It's all good stuff. The definitive edition here includes all the DLC ever released for the game, all the contents, everything. And with everything, you could easily spend over 100 hours or more trying to complete and explore everything. It's a pretty beefy game with all the content. In addition, this version here includes gyro aiming support, and the game supports local multiplayer, as well as online multiplayer too. It's on sale for 80% off via the Halloween eShop sale. CARRION is a puzzle game from Atlas that has you playing as a man named Vincent, who is very troubled. He seems to be having supernatural nightmares at night, while during the day, he is dealing with mixed feelings and issues about his longtime girlfriend. Out of the blue one day, he encounters a strange woman, and he just might have cheated on his girlfriend with her. At night, you're going to need to navigate him up a tower of falling blocks so he can somehow live, while during the day, you're going to need to help him deal with the ramifications of his actions, and it's no easy task. The Full Body Edition adds lots of new content, including a new character that impacts the story in various ways. CARRION Full Body is $9.99 via the latest sale. And since we're talking about Atlas, let's talk about Persona. The Persona series, and of course the much bigger Shin Megami Tensei series from them, has always had its roots into horror. Yep, Persona, you summon demons to aid you in combat against other demons. And the fourth game actually has you investigating murders too, so yeah, you know what? The Persona series absolutely works for the Halloween theme, at least in my view. That all aside, these JRPGs are great. I'm sure you've heard by now. If you ask anybody about JRPGs, you'll hear them talk about the Persona series, specifically 3, 4, and of course 5. But for the purposes of this video, 3 and 4 are on sale in the eShop in a bundle for 50% off. Basically $10 per game. You can also get them separately for $10 as well. Perfect for those who want a good JRPG for this time of year, or any time for that matter. For those who like pinball games and want something for Halloween, the Death Save Bundle for Pinball M is a good deal right now. It includes a Chucky-themed table from the Child's Play series, the Thing-themed table, if you remember that classic horror movie, and a Dead by Daylight-themed table. Plus it includes a 4th pinball table, a Duke Nukem one. Pinball M includes a lot of achievements to get for each table, different gameplay modes, and online scorekeeping for all the modes within. The bundle is $7.99 on the US eShop, so it's basically like $2 per table. As standard for the other pinball apps, Pinball M is a free download itself, and it includes a free built-in table to play. Make sure to check that out first before you spend the money. It'll give you a good taste of things. One of my favorite little indie games to play this time of year is a game called Halloween Forever, a NES action platformer that has you battling against the demons of the night as a pumpkin man. You gotta jump, shoot enemies with your candy corn, nothing too out of the ordinary here, but the gameplay is solid and it nails that Halloween theme to a T. It's simple to pick up and play, has some nice 8-bit graphics, and some good chiptune music. It's a perfect game for Halloween for those who dig retro-style games. It's just $2.49 on the eShop. It's worth picking up for a quick playthrough. DUSK is a retro-style boomer shooter that is full-on with the horror vibes. There's plenty of demons, monsters, and ghouls to shoot in the face in this one. It's also a technically impressive game. It runs at 60 FPS with some pretty fast-paced gameplay, and there's plenty of neat effects going on, even though it's retro-style. This game is a treat if you like boomer shooters. At $4.99 for the Halloween sale, it's the cheapest it's been on the eShop yet. Doom plus Doom 2 is the latest way to play the boomer shooter classics, with mod support, a new expansion, gyro aiming, and all the other latest additions and features, and it has online play too. This is absolutely the best way to play these games on console. The bundle is just $3.99 on the eShop. While the Doom series has always kind of had its roots into horror, Doom 3 definitely leans into the more horror and spooky side of things, which makes it a good playthrough during Halloween. Even though it is a little bit more spookier, there's still plenty of things to shoot in the face. Just expect a few jump scares. But don't worry, it's nothing too scary or anything, at least in my view. So don't expect to be like full on scared or anything. It's still a boomer shooter at heart. The addition here includes the Resurrection of Evil and the Lost Missions expansion packs. It's $3.99 via the Halloween sale. The Quake games got that Lovecraftian setting and dark fantasy vibes going on, so why not play them for Halloween? These are bona fide classics, just like the Doom games, and with the remastered bundle here, they play wonderful on consoles. With all the latest visual enhancements and perks, gyro aiming, new expansion stuff, local and online multiplayer, and lots more. At 60% off, basically $5.99 on the US eShop, it's always a good price for this bundle. For those looking to get spooked, the following games are some excellent choices off the eShop. First up, White Day, a Labyrinth named School, is a game that has you exploring a school at night that seems to be horribly cursed. Demons and haunted spirits roam the halls, and you somehow gotta survive and escape the school. This is actually a remake or a remaster of a classic Korean horror game, and if you're a fan of Korean horror or Asian horror, then this game is going to be a treat for you. At $2.99, it is a no-brainer if you like scary horror games. Tormented Souls gameplay is very reminiscent of classic survival horror games of the late 90s and early 2000s. There's spooky and dark areas to explore, fixed camera perspectives, lots of puzzles to solve, and of course, plenty of jump scares and scary monsters to fend off or run away from. As heavily inspired of a game that it is, don't think it's a lesser experience or whatever compared to those classic games. It's a game that holds up pretty darn well, and if it was released back then, in the late 90s or early 2000s, a lot would consider this to be a classic. Right now, it's 75% off on the eShop, $4.99 on the US eShop. If you're on a budget and you're looking for some good horror games for cheap, then check out the Amnesia collection. It's going to be right up your alley. It contains The Dark Descent, Machine for Pigs, and Justine. These are some really good survival horror titles where you gotta explore, solve puzzles and all that, but unlike modern survival horror games, you can't really fight back in this one. No, there's no combat mechanics, so you gotta basically run for your life or avoid the horrors that lurk. This collection is perfect for Halloween. At $2.99, it is a, no pun intended, killer deal. The Outlast games are also some good scary fun. They are psychological horror games that incorporate elements of the found footage horror movie genre into the gameplay. The first one has you exploring a remote psychological hospital, which is always a good time, and the second one has you exploring a creepy town in the middle of a US desert. Each game is on sale for $4.99 on the US eShop. You want a scary game? A really scary game for Halloween? Well, Alien Isolation is a game that is definitely super freaking scary. Between the xenomorphs trying to track you down and those creepy androids, yeah, this game is going to send some shivers down your spine. The AI in this game is really smart, maybe too smart. And every time you think you're going to be okay or you're out of danger, well, you're not. Stealth is a major aspect of this game, so you're going to need to be smart around those corners, hide when you can, and hope and pray you don't get caught. The version on Switch is actually pretty good. It's actually an impressive looking game for the system, and it's one of the best ways to check out the game. It's on sale for $14.99 via the Halloween sale. The Metro games combine survival horror gameplay and story elements with some good old-fashioned shooting things in the face. These games are based on the famous book series, both Metro 2033 and Metro Last Light, are perfect for a playthrough around Halloween time. They got that creepy vibes on lock. These are some really good shooters, and the bundle is super cheap to get right now. The Metro Redux bundle being 85% off on the eShop. Basically, that means the bundle is less than $5 on the US eShop. Why not celebrate Halloween by having your own cult? Yeah, jokes aside, Cult of the Lamb is a damn good indie game that combines simulation stuffs like running your own cult, taking care of your members, building stuffs, and sacrificing them to gain powers with roguelike action dungeon gameplay. And it might seem like an eclectic mix at first, but it actually works out very well for this game. Whether you're laying the smackdown to demons and the undead in the nearby forests, or getting praise from your own cult members, Cult of the Lamb is a lot of fun. Lots of kudos goes out to the game developers for this one, as they've gone out of their way to release a number of free expansions, and have added loads of additional content to this game over the years. You can get the Cult of the Lamb Unholy Edition off the eShop for 50% off. The set contains the main game, plus a bunch of cosmetic DLC stuffs that you can customize your cult camp with, as well as customize your cult members. You can make them all cute and stuffs before you sacrifice them. This is the way. Limbo and the follow-up game, Inside, are two puzzle platformer horror classics, which I'm betting you probably heard of by now. These are really good games, they've won a ton of awards and praise, and they're worthy plays at any time of year, but as you can expect, these are perfect for Halloween with their creepy vibes. Both games are super cheap to get on the eShop, just $1.99 on the US eShop, and 80% off and 90% off respectively on the other regional eShops. The Yomawari Series is a series of survival horror games from developer NIS, have you exploring at night with a flashlight. Like typical horror stuffs, you gotta find items, solve puzzles, as well as hide from the monsters. These games are filled with scares and plenty of messed up visuals. All three games have earned a lot of praise from survival horror enthusiasts, and if you're a fan of Japanese horror, then consider putting these games on your must-check-out list. The Yomawari, The Long Night Collection, contains the first two games in the series, and it's on sale for 65% off, while the third game, Lost in the Dark, which is the newest one, is on sale for 50% off. Before I go today, I just have 4 more quick deals to mention that are not specific to Halloween, but are worth talking about because, well, I really want to. It's my video, I can do what I want. Anyway, you want to blow things up? You want to see people turn into giblets and stuff from guns? Basically, you want the little gore stuffs, but you don't want the scary stuffs along with it, or the Halloween or horror stuffs. Then I say pick up Bulletstorm. It's a really fun shooter that checks all those boxes. You get to blow and blast enemies apart by kicking them in the face, whip-blasting them into the sky or into objects, and then get to finish them off with your guns. Yeah, that's Bulletstorm in a nutshell. It's got some very nice, trick-based, weapons-based gameplay. The Switch edition is a pretty good version of the game, but one of the neat things about it is it allows you to play through the game as the legend himself, Duke Nukem, so that's pretty nice. It's on sale for 75% off on the eShop. The new Digimon game, Time Stranger, is getting a lot of positive press and reviews lately, and lots are saying it's a really good game. But sadly, it's not available yet for the Switch, which I doubt it'll come out for, or the Switch 2. We'll probably see a Switch 2 version next year, but in the meantime, if you're wanting to dive down the Digimon rabbit hole, then there is Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth Complete Edition for Switch that is super cheap to get. This contains 2 games, Digimon Cyber Sleuth and Hacker's Memory, which are 2 fun monster collecting RPGs. This bundle includes all the DLC and stuffs that was ever released for the games. Right now, it's only on sale for $5 on the US eShop. It's basically just $2.50 per game. It's an insanely good deal for this. You want more monster collecting stuffs? Well, I gotcha. The Nexomon games are pretty good Pokemon-style games, and you can get both in a bundle via the complete collection for $2.49 on the US eShop. Basically $1.25 per game. Seriously, in the era of high prices, it's super nice to see killer values like this. Anyway, these games are pretty solid, better than most Poke clones out there. So at $1.25, you will get your money's worth without a doubt. Finally, there's the Switch 2 game, Cyberpunk 2077, the Ultimate Edition, and it gets a nice size discount already, just a few months after release. It gets a discount of 43% off, which makes it just $39.99 on the US eShop. Cyberpunk 2077 has really become a fantastic RPG after all these years, after all the updates and all that, and the Switch 2 version is actually a pretty darn good portable version of the game. I had a blast playing through this game and the Phantom Liberty expansion this past summer on the system, and it was a great experience. I absolutely loved it, and even when I played in dock mode, I had a great time with it too. It looked pretty nice. And there you go. Let me know down below if you plan on picking up anything from the Halloween sale. As well as feel free to post in the comments what your Halloween plans are, or spooky season gaming plans are. For me, every year, it's become a tradition for me. I always do a playthrough of the Ghostbusters game, one that came out in 2009. It's actually quick enough that I can bust out a playthrough pretty much on Halloween, with no problem. I got the physical version of the Switch version a while back, and I will probably play that version for Halloween. Also, I'm probably going to try to dive into Luigi's Mansion, since that's coming to GameCube Nintendo Classic Service on October 30th. Yeah, I gotta definitely check that out. Anyway, make sure you're subscribed with notifications turned on so you do not miss out on any future videos. Have a safe and happy Halloween and spooky season and all that, and I'll see you soon on the next video.